Um, there's always sexually starved men that are going to come to women's rescue. It might not be the men that women want, but it doesn't really matter who women date. We're never happy. I mean, we dated Tom Brady and said not good enough. So the unhappiness doesn't really change from man to man. Let me elaborate. So when I was young, there was a few women that I knew that slept with everybody. Now, it was absurd. Now, some sexually starved men are going to kind of give you absurd numbers for sleeping around. Like they'll say over 5, ran through whatever. The people in the dating market know that like 50 is a lot, 100 is a lot. And I know women that put up numbers like that. And to be honest, I would say the majority are now married with kids. Because to some extent, dating is a numbers game and whores know this. So they just whore. There's a guy that's going to do it. And you may say, well, they're going to be super unhappy and it's not going to be the guy that the women want. Well, again, that's just not necessarily true. Yes, she may be unhappy in the relationship, but if she wasn't happy with the first 100, like, it doesn't matter who the guy is. You're not going to give her some Chad. I mean, even the whores that get Chads, and that happens all the time. I mean, they end up unhappy too. I mean, women are just unhappy. But in terms of the inability to get a husband, I think being fat actually impacts a woman more than being a whore. Now, a lot of men virtue signal and they say, I'll take a less attractive woman that's not a whore. And what they mean is like half a point, maybe 1 point difference. But if it's 2 or 3 points, they're taking the hotter chick. They can virtue signal all they want, but that's just not generally what happens. Now, the next thing that I thought was that old women, would age out and there'd be a certain age that women just could not get a guy. And just being honest here, that's just not what I see. I see women having an absurd amount of options, no matter how old they are, even like the old, ugly women. Now, to be fair, as women get older, it obviously gets less and less. But I've looked at the dating apps of 50-year-old women, 60-year-old women, and you would be shocked at the men that they still get into the door with, even if they're old with a bunch of debt and a bunch of kids. So in terms of women crying on the internet, right? There's this brand of women that just cries on the internet because of their poor